Financially, compound interest consists of accumulating the returns of a business on the previous returns of the same business. Seen in another way, it is an ally to accumulate wealth in the long term. But this concept goes beyond finance. The concept of compound interest can be applied to all areas of life of a human being. Not for nothing Albert Einstein had the following opinion about compound interest. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Whoever understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. Compound interest can change your life. That's why I bring you compound interest, the most powerful tool ever. 3 areas where you can apply it to. Compound interest is defined as the sum of the profit obtained through interest on an investment to generate other new higher interests. In other words, the interest earned on an investment is reinvested again, and that makes the initial investment grow. The more periods are reinvested, the higher the profit. So we can see that time is what gives life to compound interest. From this we can conclude that if we think long-term, the rewards are much greater. Beyond the financial side, the idea of thinking long-term improves our lives in all aspects such as social, physical, and mental health and well-being. The best analogy to compound interest is a snowball. The more the ball rolls, the more it grows. Financially, when it comes to money, compound interest is key to consolidating your wealth in the long term. One of the people who promotes compound interest is Warren Buffett. For example, he started investing from the age of 11. He bought 3 shares of stock for $114 in 1944, which by itself would be $593,000 today. That's impressive, but it's even more impressive when we make additional contributions to our initial investment. Here's an example. Let's say you put $1,000 into an asset that pays you on average 10% per year. And on top of that, you commit to saving $200 each month over 20 years. In total, you invested $48,000, but the interest generated by that money was $95,000, thus leaving a total of $144,000. Obviously, this is if you limit yourself to contributing the same amount of money for 20 years, but as your income grows and you can afford to contribute more to your initial investment, the final return would be much higher. So instead of saving in your bank account, start saving in an asset that pays you annual interest, and inevitably in the future you will be a millionaire with only your savings. This tool that I am using is a compound interest calculator, and I leave it in the description so that you can play with it calculating with your own figures. Personally, happiness is true success. You can be unhappy being poor or a millionaire. What actually makes an individual happy is the quality of personal relationships that he achieves throughout his life. If you surround yourself with good and valuable people in your life, good and valuable things will come to you. You already know. What goes around comes around. Compound interest applies to this area of your life in this way. The longer the personal relationships you have in your life, the more rewards they leave you. Surround yourself with winners. Surrounding yourself with winners will make you like them. Winners are always aware of their mindset and simply avoid people who have a negative mindset. The greatness attracts greatness. So focus your friendships on smart, responsible, and above all positive people. Health. Finally, we go with health. We have 2 types of health, physical and mental. Compound interest in health is when you start to become aware of your well-being. Physically, compound interest is present when you start eating healthy, when you start exercising, when you abandon your bad habits, and when you start taking care of your appearance. When you are between 18 to 30 years old, this is not very visible, but as soon as you start to age, the results are evident. You can see examples of this when you compare people. We all know people who, despite their age, look younger than they are. This being a result of their habits that they carried throughout their lives. Imagine reaching your 50s and having a healthy body and still having all the energy to enjoy the wealth you've accumulated throughout your life. It's not the same to reach 50 like this, then like this. In terms of mental health, compound interest is when you have a good connection with yourself for a long time. All human beings go through emotional difficulties, but the individual who knows how to overcome them in the best way is the individual who is going to live a fuller life. Meditate to connect with yourself. Forgive to have a mind free of anger and remorse. Learn the best from the people around you. And be grateful for what you have, to appreciate what is to come. Adopt habits that keep you busy, and finally adopt the best attitude possible. If you liked the video and you consider that the information that I have just shared with you is interesting and can help more people to be the best version of themselves, I recommend you subscribe to continue receiving valuable and interesting information. Thanks for watching Blue Finance, and see you in the next video.